Welcome to The First Step. You can go back even as far as Homer in the Iliad, where he referred to Sirius as Orion's dog rising, and he describes the star as being associated with disaster. Well, I'd say certainly a disaster to your productivity, as evidence of what happened to David's business in the lead-up that I explained to you at the start of this adventure. Now, these are not just ancient Greek beliefs about a dog star. It is a phenomenon measured over decades across an entire global financial market. In fact, it was financial experts and commentators that coined the phrase the summer doldrums to describe the period of time associated with low volume and poor performance in the financial markets. So having studied this phenomenon myself for many years, trying to find these advantages over my competitors, over the next 10 workdays, I will share with you 10 strategies to keep your mo stoked and avoid that summer lag for you and your entire team, or all those that you need to stay productive over the summer months. Hey, if you only implement half of these that I will give you, you'll leapfrog your competition over the next few months, and it will significantly help you crush your end-of-year goals. So if this sounds like something you'd like to do, hang on. This is going to be a joyous ride. If not, you can hang 10 right on out. Now, if you haven't downloaded the following guide that I have below, be sure to do so. This will give you the extra guidance that you need to assist you along our 10-point adventure. And this will become your competition summer smackdown action plan as we go. Okay, here we go. Make sure that you have your worksheet ready. I think this first strategy is going to surprise you, particularly after what I have outlined for you. So are you ready? You sure? Okay, let's kick this off doggy style. Step number 1, go on vacation. Yep. Come on, man, it's summer and you're human and you've got this one life to live. So live it, man. And maybe more importantly, well, to the productivity-obsessed person like me, understand that vacation, time to rest, time to replenish, time to rejuvenate and revitalize are essential for our human system to operate at its highest level of productivity and performance. So I'm asking you to go on vacation so that you could be more productive and that you can operate at higher performance. Just as the most finely engineered Formula One race car needs to come in for pit stops to refill its gas, replenish its fluids, and refresh its tires, so do the rest of us. But sadly, based on the way and this is probably mostly American culture has evolved, the need for recovery is often viewed as evidence of weakness rather than an integral aspect of growth and sustained performance. I mean, hey, I know this personally, as this was what was taught in my household as well. But the reality is, if we relentlessly spend our energy without sufficient recovery, we become mental, emotional, and spiritual flatliners. We slowly but undeniably wear down and become ineffective and unproductive, no matter how much you continue to run around looking busy and quote-unquote productive. And if you don't believe me, then let's talk about science. During the 1960s, Russian scientists resurrected a concept written in training manuals for Greek athletes in 200 AD. So this is not new information. And they applied it to their Olympic athletes with stunning results. The formulas involve what's called work-rest ratios. The studies concluded that following a period of intense activity, the body must replenish fundamental biochemical sources of energy. It's called compensation. The more activity, the more compensation or rest is needed. When we don't get the rest and recovery that we need, then the long-term toxins build up inside of us, the frenetic energy inside our head if you're a knowledge worker. With overtraining or overworking, we wear down, we burn out, and we eventually collapse or get very sick. So let me be clear here for these high-achieving minded people who have been conditioned by this American culture imprinting about working hard and grinding it all the time and not taking any rest. I am not arguing that you need to take a vacation to better enjoy life, or to find your bliss, or to have life balance. No, I'm telling you, you need to take a vacation and get some rest and recovery as an important component of hardcore achievement and productivity. But we have a real problem, particularly here in the United States. The US has the lowest number of days off in the entire developed world. We are the only industrialized country that does not mandate vacation days and have 25% of our workers receive none of them at all. Last year, the number of voluntarily unused vacation days in the U.S. reached a 40-year high, totaling 169 million unused days. More than half of Americans, 56%, 135 million people, have not taken a vacation in a year or more. The main culprit? America's workaholic culture. Just hear that word, workaholic. That means not good. Like work, good. Holic, not good. It is not that Americans do not want a vacation. It is that they are afraid to take one. It's true. Currently, on average, each U.S. worker fails to use about 5 paid vacation days a year, mainly because they feel guilty about it. Drag their feet, they struggle to schedule time off, wait to the last minute. They fear looking like a slacker. They're worried about how everybody else thinks about them. Then, those that do pack a bag, more than 76% have guilt about it while on vacation, and then continue to check in with the office, thus never getting the mental and psychological revival that they need. Well, what's wrong with all of that, you ask? Everyone is doing it. That's what makes America number one in the world. You're right, America is number one. Number one in depression and mental health problems. Americans are experiencing burnout, reduced productivity, diminished creativity, failed relationships, stress, and stress-related ailments such as depression, heart disease, stomach ulcers at record levels. Our entrenched puritanical conditioning, being valued on how hard we're working, fear of being replaced or left behind, and our addiction to always being busy are actually not only destroying our mental and physical health, but it's destroying our actual intended and desired productivity. This is especially true in our new global economy, where our advantage and future is as knowledge workers, not laborers. Our future, your future, lies between your ears, your mind, and your ability to think creatively, innovatively, and productively. And when you are working 80 hours a week, your mind gets cluttered and stale, like a pressure cooker. If you don't give your mind some time to clear some of the steam out, it will boil over, causing the ailments that I just mentioned, and loss of effectiveness and real productivity. America's work martyrs are not more successful. In fact, it turns out the statistics are proving just the opposite. To perform, you have to feel fresh and energized. That's part of performance. It is not a good strategy to steal time away from your recovery time. Recovery is essential to operating at the level of your best self. So, if you want to increase your productivity, go on vacation. Or, more to the point, plan your play. Schedule your summer fun. Utilize the great weather, the long days, the outdoor concerts, the backyard cookouts to get your R&R that you need so that you can have a full tank of what you need when you are back at the office going at full speed. Leaders, hear me now. You have to insist that your team members also plan their play. You want them at optimal performance levels as well when they're in the office. It's the leader who sets the tone and sets the demands and expectations that you have of your team. You have to send a clear message that you want them to take productive time off. Your insistence will give them the psychological relief to not only have guilt or fear-free replenishing time, but it is the fear that is preventing them from fully resting and revitalizing to begin with. This is a big tip, leaders. I hope that you heard me there. The problem with getting the R&R you need is it doesn't get scheduled. You put it off, you excuse the fact that you're too busy right now, and the stress, burnout, and the sunshine temptress outside the windows only makes you more resentful. So, what happens is most people just downshift from fifth gear, that you need them operating at high performance, down to third, and sometimes even down to second. They feel more comfortable kidding themselves that they're working, still putting the time in at the office. Sure, they're still roving around the office, pushing papers and going to meetings and so forth, but they're doing it at quarter speed and getting very little of anything that actually matters done. So plan your play and plan it now. Make sure that each member of your team does it now. Sit together, pull out your calendars, and discuss and disclose when each member is taking their necessary time off. Okay, so do step 1 today. If you haven't blocked out your calendar, submitted your vacation time, bought your tickets, booked your hotel, do it today. Force yourself off. In the comments, tell us where you are going on vacation. Inspire us with your awaiting adventures. And if you need some extra inspiration, take action on this one here today. Maybe these vacay photos from the A-Team will help inspire you to do so.